Hello everyone, welcome to Software Defined Networking. I hope you all enjoyed your Linux refresher. Before I get started on Git, because I did want to do a quick little demo of my own. It was part of the feedback that I got from last semester is that I do a demo on Git because the handout didn't suffice, so I'm going to do a quick little introduction on Git. But before I get there, I just wanted to kind of pass along some feedback that I got last semester to this class, and that is on your assignments. It is very important that you work through any issues or problems that you may have, because our first couple weeks is going to be learning bits and pieces of Python as well as Git, and getting you back up to speed on your Linux skills, which you're then going to use later down the line to actually be putting together some scripts. So if you miss an assignment or you turn one in that you got errors for every command that you entered and you never actually got anything to work, you're really going to this class is just going to get more difficult for you as time goes on. So you have my personal cell phone number. You are more than welcome to shoot me a text at any time. You can shoot me a text of what you're seeing on your screen and I can point you in the right direction, get you back on track. But if you turn something in and the commands are, I can't read it, or you've got a lot of errors in your commands, that's not going to be counted. You're not going to get points for that. So it's very important that you actually get the commands to work and work through any issues that you may have. Okay, so to get us started on Git really quick, so you can see here I'm logged into my GitHub account, which is separate from that of Git. I also have the Git book pulled up. So the Git book is available for free. You can download it as a PDF or an EPUB. You can also purchase a hard copy off of Amazon if you want to. And I'll go ahead and post a link to this in in the module for Git so that you can come here and download it if you want to. But there is a free book that's out there and it's available. But this is my GitHub account, which is my central repository. So what is a repository? Well, it is a place for you to store code. This allows you to store it in a central place that's available on the internet. That way any developer at any time can clone the repository. They can work on code, add features, work on some bugs, and then just push their changes up to the central repository, and it allows for more collaboration. But really quick, I'm going to go ahead and you can see over here I've got repositories and this new button. So I'm going to just create a quick new repository. So I'll call this Git Demo, and it's telling me Git Demo is available, and that's just for my account. Every repository I create is local to just my account, and I will do a introduction to Git for FSCJ SDN. For my description, I'm going to make it public. I'll automatically add a README file, and then I like to automatically add my git ignores. Now everything we're doing right here can be done from the command line as well with the git init command. And then you can just come in here, create the actual empty repository and push it to push your initialized repository via the command line to your actual GitHub account. But I'm going to make a Python git ignore file real quick just because I like to have it ready for me, and I'm going to make this repository public. So I'll go ahead and hit create repository. It is now creating, and now you can see I have my repository. So I'm going to click this code, and anything that I ask of you, I do need it done in the command line. Please do not use any type of graphical application or try and use everything through GitHub. If I ask you to create a branch, I mean enter the command git branch. If you use a graphical tool, I'm not going to give you credit for it. So I'm going to go ahead and copy it. And then I'm going to come over here where I'm already logged into the SDN VM. Now, a couple of things about the SDN VM. All it is Ubuntu desktop, and I pre-installed all the tools that you're going to need for this class on the VM. So you have full root access to this VM. I put that out because the first time I ran with the VM, I got lots of complaints, and it was all due to basic Linux troubleshooting. It was user error. It was not that there was anything actually wrong with the VM. People were trying to do it at work, so their security software was alerting that people are trying to download Python packages and stuff, and it looks funny. So make sure you're doing this in a place where you know you're not having any extra security features or anything like that. If you do reach out for help, I am more than likely going to ask that you do it on the Horizons machine, and ask that you are doing it on the Horizons machine, because I had so many students attempting to complete these labs at their place of employment, and the security measures that their employer had in place were blocking a lot of things that they were trying to do. So that's why I have to ask that you do it on the Horizons machine, but a screenshot is a screenshot. If the screenshot is on the assignment, I have nothing to ask for. It's just if you're having an issue and you're performing the lab in an area that I didn't say to do it, it may be a place that you're not authorized to do the lab, and you've got external factors. That's why I'm going to ask, are you on a Horizons machine? But real quick, I'm going to go ahead and just check that I have Git installed by running the git version command. So you can see I'm running Git version 2.25.1. And I can also run Git help to view what my options are. Clear my screen. Now, it's important when you're working through a lot of these labs as well that you learn how to be efficient. A lot of the people who complained that these labs were taking too long, they're not being efficient when they're doing it. So one of the things you can do is use your command history. So I can do a list. Okay, I can come to my documents list, and there you can see I've got an old lab, so I'll go back. But I can command history. I can just hit up and down, and it's just a quick way to efficiently work through Linux. But I'm going to go ahead and clone that repository. So if you saw from the output of Git help, and I can even clear that since it takes up the whole page, I can do a Git help and then pipe the output to less, and that allows me to actually scroll through what the output was. But you can see right there, we've got start a working area. You've got two options: clone a repository into a new directory, or init to create an empty Git repository, or reinitialize an existing one. So I created mine on my GitHub account, so I'm going to go ahead and do a git clone and then paste the URL that was provided to me, and you can see it says https github.com, my username, and then gitdemo.git, which is the repository I created. So I'm going to go ahead and hit enter, and now if I do a list, you can see that it cloned in here that git demo directory. List grep and then git, and you can see there's git demo, so I'm going to go ahead and navigate into here. But before I do that, I'm going to run the git status command, and you can see it says, hey, you're not in a Git repository, and it's even telling you, like, I don't see this this file anywhere, this hidden file. So if I list all, you can see, no, I do not have a .git directory. So I will now go into my git demo directory and clear my screen, and if I do a git status here, you can see it actually gives me an output, and it tells me which branch I'm on. So I'm on the main branch, and I'm up to date with the origin main. I have nothing to commit. I have a clean working tree. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and list all so that you can see I've got that .git file, which is a hidden directory, a git ignore, which is also hidden, and then the readme. And I'll go ahead and cat out the README, so you can see there's the README I created, an introduction to Git for FSCJ SDN, and I can even list the outputs of my hidden Git directory, and there you can see that's where all the configs are located, and basically anything that you're doing with it, you got your log info there. So I can do a git config and actually list my config as well. I've already have this configured for my email address and my username, so if you go to actually commit, which I'm going to show you how to do in just 1 second, it might error out and say, hey, you haven't configured a username and email yet, but it actually gives you the commands when you receive that error. Mine is just still stale because I've worked with the SDN VM in the past, but you can also see it has the remote origin URL right there, which is the repository I created on GitHub. So I'll go ahead and clear my screen real quick, and again, I'll do a git status. And really quick, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just make a quick hello.py file. So touch, and now if I run a git status, because what Git is it's a version control system. So it is tracking all changes made to this directory, whether more directories were created in it, whether files were added, whether files were changed, whatever the case may be. So right here you can see I now have a new untracked file, hello.py. I'm still on the main branch, and you should never work on the main branch, but I'm actually going to get into making a branch here in just one moment. I just wanted to show you this without swapping between branches first. Okay, so there you can see when I do a git status, it's already telling me. You have untracked files here. You can use Git Add and then the name of the file to include what will be included in your next commit. And I have nothing staged, so nothing is ready to commit at this moment. So I will go ahead and do a Git Add, and it even gave me the commands right there. So I'll Git Add hello.py. Now I'll run my git status again, and you can see now it's green and it says changes to be committed, which means I have this actually staged. So I'll clear my screen and I'll use my history to run a quick git status again. Okay, cool. So now it says I've got hello.py staged, so I'm gonna go ahead and commit this. So I'll do a git commit with the M flag for message, and then I'm just gonna do initial commit. And there you can see it was committed to main. It gave me a file hash output, and it says initial commit, which is the message. Now if I run a git status, on branch main, your branch is ahead of the origin main by 1 commit. So it's even telling me right there that I am not up to date with what is on my remote repository. And it says use Git Push to publish your local commit. So I will go ahead and take them up on that and push these changes to my repository. There it's going to ask me for my username and my password. And there you can see it pushed everything to my repository. So if I come back over to my repository, refresh this page, there you can see the hello.py file, and I still only have 1 branch, and the hello.py file is empty. There's nothing in it. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to create a branch. So I'll do a git branch, and what branches do is it makes an entire copy of the repository in the current state from the current branch that you're on. So from my git status output, I can see I'm on the main branch. I'm going to go ahead and clear that, and now I'll do a git branch, and I'll just use my name, because you should always work on branches when you are collaborating on code. That way you do not make a change to the main code base and have adverse effects. So now I've got to check out the branch with the git checkout, and then pass in the name of the branch. There you can see it says switch to branch, and then I used my first name as the name of the branch. If I run a git status command, you can see it says on branch Sheldon, nothing to commit, working tree clean. I can list, and you can see I've got the hello.py file. So now I'm going to come in here and I'm going to actually add some code to this. So I'm going to open up Vi, which is the text editor I like to use, and I will just do a simple print statement. Whoops. All right. Got to enter insert mode first. That would probably help. All right, there we go. Print, and then I'm going to say hello SDN world. All right, and now I'm going to go ahead and whoops. This is why some people don't like to use Vi. Insert mode. Oh, come on. All right, there we go. Actually, no, I'm just going to use, I'm going to just quit out of this real quick because I've already pushed it down way too much. So here, I'll just do quit, and I won't, I know, quit. And let's just go ahead and do that again, and I will print hello SDN. I did it again. Oh, jeez. Sorry, y'all. Oh, come on. just use nano. Apparently I forgot how to do that in Vi, so here I'll just do print hello SDN world. Alright, and write this out. Yes, wrote one line, and now I'll exit. Alright, cool. So I'll clear my screen. Let me go ahead and so print hello SDN world. Alright, awesome. And I will go ahead and now run a git status. And you can see it still says I'm on branch Sheldon, but now we have modified hello.py because I've made a change to the file. So now I'm going to go ahead and add this with a Git Add, and I'm just going to add everything with the dot file that just basically adds everything in my current directory. So I'll run Git Status again. Hello.py, you can see now it's modified, but it is staged as indicated with the green. So I will go ahead and do a Git Commit and put a message, and that is added Python code. And it says the branch name, and it gives me the file hash, one file change. So I'll go ahead and clear this real quick. And now I will show you how we can actually view the changes that we made from commit to commit. So if I do a git log, you can see I've got 3 different commit hashes right there. That's what this big long string is. That's a commit hash. And you can see the message for the commit. So here's the initial commit, and there's my hash for that commit. And then here's this commit. Actually, I shouldn't have done initial. I forgot. They added that recently, so it automatically adds that initial commit when you create the repository. But what I can do is do a git diff, and then just pass in. I don't need the whole thing, but just the first couple characters. So I'm gonna just copy that. Whoops. Git diff. Git diff. So I'll copy this, paste it in, space, and then I'll paste the first couple characters from the next commit hash. Paste that in, and there you can see it added print hello world. So it's even telling you what the differences are between the 2 different commits. So let's go ahead and check it out. So here I got git status, on branch Sheldon, nothing to commit, working tree clean. I'm going to clear this real quick, and I'm going to do a checkout to my branch main. Now switch to branch main, so I'll do a git status. It says that my branch is up to date with the origin main, nothing to commit, working tree clean. Let's go ahead and list, and let's see what is in that hello.py file. And you'll notice that it is empty because I made the change on my Sheldon branch, not on my main branch. So I'll swap back to my Sheldon branch, and now you can see git checkout Sheldon, switch to branch Sheldon, clear. See, everyone makes mistakes, so it's just important that you read what the terminal is telling you and work through them. Git status, nothing to commit, but if I output that hello.py, print, so I can even run hello.py, Python 3, hello.py, hello SDN world, so my code is even working. I'm going to clear this, and now I'm going to update my repository. So I'm going to do a Git Push. Git Push. So there it's even telling me I have an error. So it's telling me to set the upstream origin for my Sheldon branch. So I'm going to check out to my main branch again. Whoops. Git status. All right. Git checkout main. And now let's see if I can Git push. So J. My password. Everything's up to date. All right, Git status. All right, let me go to my. Now it should only show the main branch still. It does. Okay. So now what I want to do is git checkout Sheldon, clear. And you see if I do that git push, it's going to tell me, all right, so git push, set upstream origin Sheldon. There we go. So SJ. Give it my password. Whoops. All right, sweet. So it even says right there that I just now pushed a new branch Sheldon up to Sheldon. So now if I come back over here and I go to, boom, Sheldon has recently had recent pushes less than a minute ago, so I can do a compare and create a pull request, which is saying, hey, I've made a change to this code. I would like to add it to the actual main base, so you can even see it right there. It's saying base main, compare with Sheldon, able to merge. These branches can automatically be merged, so I can preview it, nothing to preview, but I will put in there, added print statement to hello.py, and then I will create a pull request. And now I own the repository, so I have to merge the pull request myself, but it's saying this branch has no conflicts with the main, and I could actually come in here and take a look, and I could squash it, rebase it, but I'm just going to go ahead and merge the pull request. And then merge pull request number 1. Confirm merge. Merged. Now if I come over to my code and I look at hello.py, you can see now that I have my print statement on the main branch. If I check out main over here, clear it. All right, switch to branch main, and I look at that hello.py. You can see it is still empty, so I can do a git fetch, and you can see it pulled down some stuff. So now let's go ahead and check out that hello.py. Oh, that didn't do it. Okay. Cat hello.py. No, there's nothing in there. All right, let's do a git pull. Ah, there it is. It was git pull, not git fetch. All right. So now if I go ahead and cat out hello.py, there it is. So I can do Python 3, hello.py, hello SDN world. And that is basic, that's Git in a nutshell. It's, I want you to use the commands and the command line for all of your Git commands. Once we actually start making some scripts in a few weeks, I will be expecting you to actually, create branches and then make changes to branches. Also, really quick, for when we actually start coding, I do need to point out, because you may have heard me put out in the first video about using a code editor such as Atom. I already have Atom pre-installed on the SDM VM for you. I got a lot of, wouldn't even say complaints last semester, but some inquiries, and everyone's like, you didn't teach us how to use it. You didn't teach us how to use it. Well, there's really nothing to teach with this. It's a text editor that is specialized for writing code. So I'll remove that project folder. This is what you should see when you actually log into Atom. So here I'll go ahead and add folders, and it should be under my home directory. I should have the Git demo, and I can go ahead and hit OK. Again, I want you running everything from the command line for these labs, but when we actually get to the point where we're writing scripts, you can use the built-in package for Git that's actually built into Atom, because it's got a GitHub package and a Git package, as you can kind of see down there at the far right. So you can even see it says I'm on my main branch, and I can swap to my Sheldon branch if I want to. I can create a new branch, and that's in the bottom right that I'm doing this. So there's the main branch. Now I'll swap to Sheldon. This may actually, because one student did tell me that a little bit of the bottom is cut off, so there, I'll go ahead and do that. So there's main and Sheldon, so I can swap to, now I'm on branch Sheldon, and it even tells me which branch I'm on. Again, please, until I tell you otherwise, use the command line. I don't think, all right, this is tied into my GitHub account, and then you can also do things there. So if I come to hello, you can see all I did was open up the project folder by file, open folder, and I opened up the Git demo that I downloaded. I can see the git ignore file in there, hello.py, and the readme. So I can even come in here and print, make a change, isn't scripting cool. And you can see by the little blue icon, it's showing that I haven't saved that, but the second that I save it, you can see it showed up as unstaged changes. So same as the Git Add command, I can just come to stage all. Now I've got the stage changes, but again, you're going to be doing these on the command line until I say otherwise, please. And I can add my commit message, and that is added second print statement. I am on the main branch. I'm going to do that just because you've already seen me open a pull request. So I will go ahead and commit it to the main, and now you can see I have no unstaged changes. If I come back over to my GitHub, I'm on the main branch, but I will not see that second line yet because I have not pushed it. So you can see I've got a little button there for push, and it says click to push. So I'll go ahead and click that. Pushing. Now my account is already tied into Atom, so I've already given it an API key, which we'll be learning more about as the class goes on, but I've already signed into my account, my GitHub account. That's why I didn't need my credentials. So now if I come back over to code, go to hello.py, you can see isn't scripting cool. All right, and that is basically it for your overview of Git, using Git, and please again use it on the command line, and it's a version control system to help us track changes in our code. Hope you all enjoyed this video, and if you would like me to add anything to the videos or you have any constructive criticism, please by all means reach out to me. I do welcome constructive criticism. You have my cell phone number. Don't think of anything else, and that should do it for this video. Again, try and be as efficient as you can. Use those histories, and I hope you enjoy your lab on Git. Thank you very much.